Hi, I'm Roger Clark, and I'm a lifelong resident of Middleborough with time out, of course, for Army, and I lived a period of time in Florida and Oregon. And my original background was in painting. I went to Mass College of Art and New England School of Art, and had a big span of non-painting due to family and business and so on. And what brought all of this about, a year ago, February, I decided I wanted to get into acrylic painting on canvas, and something I hadn't done. And I set up a situation whereby I had to pass a canvas and paints every day. And finally I sat down and started, and everything that I have here on display is paintings that I've done in that period of time, with the exception on the back wall here at the gallery, some prints of pen and ink and watercolors that I've done a number of years ago. Before I started painting this past February, as I say, to do these, I've been enjoying retirement, but most of my adult life I had a business in Middleborough, Clark the Florist, which I imagine a lot of the older people would remember. And after that I spent a period of time, as I said, in Florida and Oregon, but I've just had I have the time now, and I have the interest, and so now I just like to sit down and explore what I can. I've got different styles that I want to explore, and seascapes, still lives. I do about everything. I'd like to get out and paint what they call plein air, but that's just too involved for me at this stage of the game, so I have to admit that my inspiration has come a lot from Pinterest on the internet. There's a wealth of photographs and artwork on there that I can use for reference, and to study those and make my own interpretation of a lot of the photographs. I know it seems like I've done a lot over this year, and for me it has been, because I was dormant for so many years, but once I got started, I was doing 2 or 3 a week for a while, or a number of months, as you can tell. It just started flowing, It's something that's always been there, and I finally decided to bring it out, and this is the result of that desire. Acrylics I've enjoyed very much because I haven't done them before, and I plan on doing quite a few more. However, I also enjoy pen and ink and watercolor, and in the past I've done a number of craft shows in the local area selling prints of my watercolors and pen and ink prints. Well, I have some here on display of local interest, like the old Pierce building in Middleborough, which is now the former Maria's Card Shop, which most people are familiar with, the old grain mill in Middleborough, which was there for years, and I managed to get a good photograph of it and do a pen and ink and watercolor of that before they tore it down. Actually, before I saw this beautiful gallery, I set up in my mind at home how I wanted to display the pictures. It's kind of a progression from a year ago February to this past February. And for instance, this is the first one I did, and it was from an old painting that I had done in pen and ink. And then from there I just progressed on. I like the Cape theme. I like the landscapes as well, and this just is a time progression. And I worked from Cape scenes and the water seascapes into kind of a tree theme, and worked my way around and came back around to the sea with lighthouses, which it's hard for me to say that I have a favorite, but I can take 3 of these and speak of that have some meaning to me for one reason or another. The first being this here, I call it the Gray Guardians. And I just like the feel of it, the depth, the emotion in it. And it was different than all the others because this one, I just took the paint and painted the picture. I didn't draw it first or anything. I just used the brushes and went from there. And I just like the feel of it. That's one of my personal favorites. This one here is kind of a family favorite. My daughter and son-in-law and his mother and I went up to North Woodstock and in the fall. And in back of the town, there's a little park. And this is an old abandoned building, and it just had an attraction to all of us. And this here, again, is more of a family favorite because my daughter and son-in-law, they have 3 dogs. And they love to take them up between the lakes on Long Point Road. This is the, I guess, pump house up there between the lakes. For a while, I was doing a lot of seascapes like I showed on the other wall over there, but then I got into doing a lot of lighthouses. And I got to a point where I just wanted to experiment a little and do something. This one here, in fact, is, to me, it's more of a folk art type rendition as opposed to a picture. Same with this, it's a more contemporary feeling, and they're the same lighthouse, but they have different feelings and different appeals. This is one of my personal favorites. It's just a simple tree on a hill, but to me, in fact, I entitled it Meditation, because to me, I could sit in my living room and just use that as a focus for a meditation. Of course, over the years, I've been inspired by the masters, as everyone has that paints, but more recently, one artist in particular, Mary Moquin, she is a Cape artist, and I particularly like her style. In fact, she does a lot of paintings of, this is the Sandy Neck Lighthouse, and she does a lot of paintings of the buildings on Sandy Neck, but she has a very distinct style that I like it. Very plain, not a lot of detail, a lot of light and shadow, and just very, very pleasing. When I first got started last February, I had reconnected with the college roommate. His name is Bill Searle. He's an artist down in Mashpee now, retired, but he has works in a lot of the galleries on the Cape, the Cahoon Gallery in Mashpee, and a number of others. But he and I got together, and I saw a lot of the work in his studio and admired it and everything, but I kind of picked his brain at the same time for ideas of techniques. What really got me interested, it goes way, way back to my childhood, and probably a lot of young people are feeling and doing the things I did then. I used to copy from comic books and all of that type of thing, but it's just something that you should just keep on doing it, because so many people think they can't draw. They say, I can't draw a straight line. Well, I'm a firm believer that you can do anything that you want to do, because if you want to do it, you'll keep doing it until you get better and better, and really all you have to do is please yourself. It's nice to please others, but I'm happy with what I've done, or I wouldn't put it up here. And I would advise, especially like high school kids, there's so many people that have so much talent in so many areas that just don't ignore it. You know, even if you have other major interests, keep it going as a sideline, and it may come out later in life, or it just may give you some part-time satisfaction in leisure time. It's a great hobby. It's a great profession. This is the most beautiful gallery, and such a good display. It even makes my paintings look better than they are. But I've seen a couple of other exhibits here, different types of things. In fact, decorated chairs, etc. Lakeville Public Library has really done a wonderful service to this town, this room being available for the creative arts to have a voice.